Hey Booktube, this is Kelly. Thank you so much for watching my channel, Books I'm Not Reading. I am here today to do a tag video. I decided this weekend was gonna be a self-care weekend. I really felt like when I got home on Friday, my body was not happy with me and telling me in its own way that we needed to take everything a notch down. So I'm trying to really focus on just doing things that bring me a lot of joy. And one of those things is talking to all of you. So I'm here today to do the In Your Wildest Dreams tag, which was created by Heather Reeds. So I will link to her video and her channel down below. Please check her channel out. Now, if you don't have a channel, I would love to know your answers to some of these questions. Maybe you've done the tag and then later we're like, oh wait, no, I want my answer for this question to be this. You can tell me that, or yeah, if you want to do the tag, if you have a channel and you want to do the tag, like by all means, go for it. I know a lot of people have done this tag, so I'm not going to tag anyone. But yeah, so I'd really love to know about your wildest dreams when it comes to books. So the first question is your fantasy time and place to read a book. You know, I can read just about anywhere. I'm pretty lucky. Reading in the car is a little bit like more difficult, not because of like motion sickness or anything like that, but just I just get distracted. I just want to look at the view and things like that. So but I really wish someone would call me up and tell me that I can retire and then I would have all the time that I wanted to read a book, and I could read whenever or wherever I wanted to. That sounds really great to me. That would be a wonderful thing if I could just not have to work anymore, but unfortunately, I did ask my financial planner, this was a while ago, and I was like, could I retire now? And there was this silence, this pause, and she was like, well, it depends on what you want your retirement to look like. So, but yeah, so that would be my fantasy time and place to read a book. Question 2, your fantasy personal library or your personal library if you have attained your fantasy. So I feel a little bit guilty. I'm gonna link down below to a previous video where I do give a library tour because we got this new bookcase in December, and so kind of showed off all the bookshelves again. I feel a bit like guilty almost answering this question, because how many people have like a long skinny room in their own home that is perfect for a library. I mean, I knew as soon as we saw the room that it was going to be the library when we were touring the house before we bought it. And I will say though, when we were touring the house and saw this room, which was a total man cave by the way, there was carpet on the floor. And when we moved in, the carpet was gone, which I find sort of fascinating because again, it's not a wide room. It's just really long and skinny. So anyway, I don't know why they took the carpet. I was not expecting that. But the floor, I would love to get the floor changed. My mother, for some reason, thinks that we should repaint the walls. And I'm just like, no, we're not repainting the walls. The walls are fine. If anything, I'd like the floor to be changed and the electrical in here to be a little more up to date because some of the outlets don't really work. I am tremendously lucky in terms of my home library. You know, I mean, would I love there to be like built-in bookcases? That would be kind of cool. But I really don't have anything to complain about when it comes to my home library. Question 3, imagine you have decided to build a bookshop. And you can probably imagine how many times this question or this fantasy has popped up in my household. Let's see, what would you call it? Would it sell new or secondhand books? Would it sell anything else? What features would you want in that shop? Oh my goodness, my goodness. So I would call it, my name for it would be Wonderland Books. Now, if I'm co-owning it with Jason, we'd come up with something else, but I would call it Wonderland Books. I think I would stick to new books just based on my own experience of used bookstores in the last year. So yeah, and I get it, like you can't pay the bills on people's book credit. So yeah, I think I'd stick to new books. Even though, like, yeah, a lot of people are getting ebooks, or getting audiobooks, listening to books, that way. So, but I think I would sell new books. I would love it if it was large enough that, I mean, like, I just keep thinking of our own independent bookstore, and it's just quite tight. It's very small. So I want to make sure that it's large enough that the aisles are friendly for wheelchairs and another person, maybe. Like, so big space. I want it to be a big space. I would love to have a coffee shop in there as well, even though I know that can cause problems too. I did work at Barnes & Noble for 4.5 years, so but yeah, and I don't know, I just, yeah, I can't really imagine owning a bookstore and the responsibility that goes with that. So again, I'd kind of like to be, retired or independently wealthy when this happens, so that I don't have to worry about making a profit or how I'm going to pay my staff, that kind of thing. I would certainly want them to be well versed in books and what was in the store, and to be reading those books so they can talk to customers about them, that kind of thing. Oh, would it sell anything else? Okay, I just have to say, you guys, I think the Brattle should sell Steve Donahue merch, and like, and give Steve like a cut of it or something like that, or credit or whatever. But I imagine like so many people actually know about the Brattle and go to the Brattle in Boston because of Steve Donahue. So I mean, I actually have something from the Brattle. Let me grab it really quick. I got these bookends for Christmas this year from my husband, and these are Charles Dickens bookends. But Jason saw them on, like, I don't know, the Brattles page on Instagram or something like that. And so anyway, so it's cool that I have something from the Brattle, but I think they're missing out on, like, I came here because of Steve, or I shopped with Steve at the Brattle. Like, they need to take advantage of how many people that Steve probably doesn't even know about, who are going to the Brattle because they've been watching his videos and his book hauls from their store. Now, in my own Wonderland bookstore, I would definitely want book merch. I would want bookmarks. I would want cards, all like with bookish themes. I would like maybe some book bags. I'm not sure. Like, and maybe it gets like rotated throughout the year, like, so that every time you come in, there's like some different kind of bookish merch. But there should be like something related, like t-shirts that say Wonderland Books, or hats or something along those lines. So definitely I love bookish merch. I have, oh my gosh, coffee cups. Yes, definitely would have to have coffee cups. especially if I'm gonna have a coffee shop in my Wonderland bookstore. Okay, question 4. One person, not a Booktube creator, with whom you can have a good conversation about books. If you don't know a person like this, who do you know that you wish would become a reader so that you could talk books with them? Okay, so like Jo Smith doesn't have her own Booktube channel, but we are always constantly talking about books. And we're doing a buddy read right now. So, you know, but she is an active part of the Booktube community. So I don't know if she would necessarily count for that, but I do talk to her about, yeah, we talk about books all year long. And then, now as far as someone like in my quote unquote real life, as opposed to this life, you know, there've been a few people that I've tried to engage conversations with. My problem is I'm just not very good with friendships. I've had friends, I've lost a lot of friends. But yeah, I don't have, like, there's nobody I go to coffee with, or that I was asking my coworker what she was going to do this weekend, and she's telling me how she and one of her friends are going to go out to dinner, and like, that's awesome. That's great. I just don't, yeah, I don't really have anyone that I hang out with here. So I would love that. I would love if there was someone in my, again, quote unquote, real life, that read books and had time for that. And, you know, I think time is one of the things. I do have a friend that used to live here, and we talked about books a lot. But then she had a baby, and that kind of threw a wrench in it. So I'd love it if she moved back, and maybe we could start that conversation again. But yeah, that just is what it is. So, I mean, even when I worked for Barnes and Noble, which you think would be like, everyone would be very bookish and stuff, like, yeah, some people didn't read very much at all. Or had a very narrow view of what they wanted to read, that kind of thing. So yeah, that would be great. It would be great to have a friend, but I don't really see any candidates on the horizon at the moment, but that's okay, because I have all of you. You guys are so important to me. Let's see, question 5. If you won $1 million or pounds or yen or euros, etc., and you could only spend it on books or book-related items, how would you spend it? Okay, so we would have channel merch for sure. I would let Jason get some folio books. They're so expensive. Oh my God. But yeah, and I think there's like a ton of books. I would love to be able to do like huge giveaways, like big baskets full of books and coffee or tea and all that kind of stuff, and do giveaways and send things overseas. And yeah, I would love to share that wealth with all of you. But like I said, we would have books I'm not reading, coffee cups, t-shirts, bookmarks. That would be so much fun. That would be so much fun. Yeah. Anyway, so I would love to hear, I think that's the last question. So I would love to hear your answers. What are your wildest dreams when it comes to books? If you don't feel comfortable leaving a comment, I understand. You can always leave an emoji in the comment section, or give this video a thumbs up, which does help my channel overall, so I really appreciate it. And it's a nice, easy way, if you don't feel like you have anything to add, just to say, hi, I'm here. So yeah, but I look forward to hearing your answers in the comment section. Heather, thank you so much for tagging me. Remember to be kind to yourself and be kind to others, and I'll talk to you soon, Booktube. Bye.